What's up, guys? Welcome to Season Projects. I'm Jeff, and this is your SoCal fishing forecast for Thursday, September 28th. Quick look at our 10-day forecast here. We do have a little bit of clouds coming in here, a little bit of wind, a little bit of drizzle, and yeah, I thought we'd get rid of this by now, but still got a little bump here. Quick look at our wind forecast over the next several days here. Thursday, still got eddy condition, which is pretty wild considering this is September. Usually as we fade into October, this wind chills out offshore, and we just get those nice glassy days. Typically less 5, 6, 10 knots at the most. But here we are, into September, going into October, and we got full-blown eddy condition with overcast skies and drizzle. So, yeah, it's gonna be just one of those years, I guess. But if you wanted to know what it's referring to the typical October conditions, fast forward to next week, and this is pretty much what you should be looking for when it comes to October. So, usually my favorite month to fish, but that's where it is for now. Quick look at our marine forecast here. So like I said, this wind's gonna be driving up some nasty stuff, blowing up to 20, gusts of 20, right? And mixed swell 2 to 4 feet. And a little bit of south swell. We're going to be getting our first northwest wind swell, like proper northwest wind swell, which is a sign of moving into fall, and not untimely to see this time of year. But this is the first one I've seen on the chart so far. Not a big one, but yeah, it is the first one. So if you're looking to get out, definitely want to think about staying close to home and eyeing these marine conditions. It could still very much change, how those offshore winds go. But yeah, El Nino update. Where are we? Well, this is where we're at, right here. We're about a 1.2, and we are heading into year end with a 95% chance of El Nino through March of 2024. To reference our 2015 El Nino that we talked about before, I said the important thing is that it goes up and holds and makes it through next year for a nice long period of about 13, 14 months. That's usually a sign of a good El Nino to get those conditions that we're looking for. So this is where we are. This is what happened last time, and we're looking to have our El Nino somewhere between this one and this one, and this was considered a super El Nino back in 1998. So somewhere between these two sizes is where they expect us to land. But, here's our probability. So coming out of April, May, June is when this thing starts coming back down, which is really what we're thinking we're going to see anyway. So all looks very El Nino-ish, and looks like we're right on track for now. Probabilities of how high we get. Well, so we are like a 1.5, or I'm sorry, like a 1.3 right now. The models are all over the place, but if you take the average, we're going to be just about a 2. And if you want to reference it back to this, so a 2, we were like a 2.5, 1998, 2.5 here also roughly, but this was a little bit shorter duration compared to this one. So I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. Either way, everything looks good. Nothing to be concerned about. Looks like good fishing will continue. We should have a nice warm winter, lots of west swells, no colder water, talking below like 56, hopefully. The way things are going to play out, hopefully nothing below 60, but I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. I'm not a weatherman. I just read the charts. Speaking of charts, here is our current chlorophyll chart. We finally had some nice sun, so we got some nice clear charts to look at here. Light green water. We don't have any more of that red tide that we were seeing here before. No orange along the shore, so good, healthy water. There is a plethora of fish out there. If you haven't heard or seen, yeah, you pretty much point your boat in any direction, you're going to find them the last week or so. But it's been really good out there. So let's start at the top here. Channel Islands. There's still a little snippet of bluefin tuna up here. You can tell these water temps are starting to turn over down to like 66, 67. And there's still been a few around, but not the same volume that we saw probably 2-3 weeks ago, as this bite's slowly been fading out of here. But you don't look for them along the 100 fathom curve, I'd probably start looking right here in this the warmest water that we see here, which is like 71 degrees, 70 degrees right in here. If you're close to up here and you want to take a peek at this, go for it. However, be aware that those winds are blowing and the swell forecast there is supposed to be pretty darn nasty. So just a heads up. Coming down south, Santa Barbara Island, San Nick. Again, no reports coming from this area. No one's fishing these islands. Offshore fishing has been way better. So why bother with islands if you don't have to, right? Same with Catalina. I know popular tourist adventure, but fishing generally doesn't play out too well there. We have had a sprinkle of little yellows around on the backside of the island, but nothing exciting. Nothing that I spend time chasing. We'll cover the offshore section as well here shortly, but and then San Clemente Island, same old story. A couple of yellows sprinkled on the front. The island's been closed. They've been doing a lot of military actually, at least. So make sure you check the forecast for that on their monthly schedule. But again, why come to the island unless you have to? Coronados. I don't have any reports from the Coronados as of late. Again, offshore fishing has been so good. No reason to fish the islands. I'll think about it again in springtime, but as of right now, no particular reason. Bluefin, yellowfin, dorado, yellowtail, offshore fishing. Anywhere that's orange or yellow, you have a high probability of running into any of these species. I will tell you, we had the War Heroes on the Water tournament out there last weekend. Stoked to see all those vets out there in the water. They scored. I mean, fish has been on fire lately. So, but the orange area, anywhere is possible. I can tell you that sport boats primarily have been focusing from the corner here. I say the 182 to the 43, and maybe sliding out a little bit west. There's the last 3 days of traffic if you just want to have an idea of some of the vessels. But needless to say, just sport boats, short ride, so you don't need a 2-day trip to tear these things up. They're pretty close to home, roughly 40 miles at the most, so 4-hour ride for most sport boats. So keep that in mind. You can maybe even get it done on a full day. I know the San Diego's been fishing in here. Again, with fishes closed, no reason to get Mexican permits, Mexican fishing license if you don't have one. No need to venture to the far outer banks when fuel is $7 a gallon. So fish smart, fish hard, and work with what you got. But there's been all sorts of little foamer bluefin from the 14. Nothing really above the 14 Avalon Bank North. Haven't really heard of anything up that way, but really from 14 Avalon, 267, 209. This area has been pretty hot for sporadic foamers. There's been a little sprinkle along the back here of bluefin as well, behind the Farnsworth on that leeward edge. Coming out to the island, I haven't heard of anybody fishing the escarpment off the north end of the island. There has been a couple of boats out the Tanner and Cortez, Cherry Banks. I see like they're getting more of the smaller grade, schoolie size fish, up to like 50, 60 pounds at the most. But some of these bigger fish are really stuck in here. Mixed grade 20 to 200. You don't really know until you see them. But be prepared. Lots of long battles out there. So if you're gonna fish light, be prepared to pay the price. Heard of a couple losses, 3 hours, 4 hours. Listen, my rule of thumb is I don't care what line you're fishing. Once you get to that 1 hour mark, if especially with small hooks, you better start grinding on them pretty hard, because either you're gonna get chafed off and broke off, or that hook is gonna wear a hole in their face and eventually just slide out at the slightest slack of tension. That could just be the fish rolling over on the surface, over the top of your line, whatever. It takes one wrong move to pop that hook out sometimes. Even with the circle hook, it does happen. So just my personal rule is, once you hit that 1 hour mark, put the wood to them as hard as you can, whatever it takes. Slam a Gatorade, mid crank, whatever you got to do to get yourself prepared. But put down the wood, put down some drag. You'd be surprised how much more drag most of these fish can hold versus you can hold. So do what you got to do. But that's my rule of thumb. I'd rather break one off and hook 2 more than fish for 3 hours, lose the school, and know that I was undergun from the get-go and should just put the wood to them. So it is what it is sometimes, but that's what you get for fishing bluefin 20 to 200. It's a wishing well sometimes. You just gotta see what happens. So that's it for this week, guys. Be safe out there on the water, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.
Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and check out our website and online store at chasingprojects.com. And make sure you share the stoke.